In Lesson 18 in Module 3, the title is More Problems on Area and Circumference. But what our focus is going to be on is when we're solving for the area of a circle or circumference of a circle or area of a square, what information do we need? Okay, and so I want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind, bring it to the front of your mind. We're always focused on what we need. And if we want to focus on what we need, well, we need our formulas, okay? So we have circumference formulas, right? Our circumference formula is pi times the diameter, okay? And the other circumference formula we have, which we might not have talked about so much, but remember there's this relationship where our diameter equals 2 times our radius. So when I say pi times the diameter, I also could replace d with 2 times the radius times pi. Now we write it a little differently, okay? We write 2 out front times pi times the radius. Okay, so we have our two circumference formulas. I think I have my mouse fixed now, so hopefully it writes a little clearer. But then we have our area formulas, right? So we have area of a circle, and area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Just the radius is squared, okay? And again, I apologize for kind of the pixelated view over here. Not pi, because this is pi times the radius. And then we want to remember we actually have area of a rectangular square, and that's just length times width, okay? If it's a square, you'll sometimes see like the side length to the second power, but these really are the formulas we are working on right now. So we have 2 for circumference, which basically mean the same thing, and then 1 for area of a circle and 1 for area of a rectangle. Okay, so it says draw a circle with a diameter of 12 centimeters. So remember, diameter is the distance all the way across, but it has to go through the center. So if we have a circle with a diameter of 12 centimeters, and then it wants us to draw a square. Remember what's true about a square, all the side lengths are the same, right? With a side length of 12. Now, since it's a square, that means all the side lengths are 12 centimeters. Determine the area of the square in the circle. Okay, so our area of a circle here, we use this formula. Area of a circle, okay, and I guess we don't really need this part in here. Area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Okay, what do we need? We need the radius. Do we have the radius? No, we have the diameter. But remember, diameter is equal to 2 times whatever the radius is. So we kind of just need half of this, right? So the half would be 6 centimeters. So I can figure this out by going pi times 6 squared. Now, keep in mind, if we want an exact answer, we include pi in it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of change the order here. 6 to the second power means 6 times 6, which is 36. So the exact answer would be 36 pi. Now, if you type that into a calculator, and again, if you guys have any issues with typing that stuff into a calculator, come see me and I'll help you. Because as soon as we type into a calculator, we're going to approximate, and we're going to say it's about 113, if I can draw 3 correctly, 113.1 centimeters. Okay? So area of a square. Well, we have that area formula, length times width. And so basically, I'm just going to go 12 times 12, or 12 to the second power, and that's going to be 144 square centimeters. Got my little 2 up here. Okay, because remember, we were talking about how many little 1 by 1 squares would we need to cover it. Okay? Refer to these formulas a lot. So brainstorm some methods for finding half the area of the square and half the area of a circle. Okay, so if we want half of this, okay, we're cutting it in half. And if we want to cut something in half, we have a couple options here. We can multiply by half, or we can divide by 2. Means the same thing. Okay, if we're breaking things up into 2 points, we're either multiplying by half or we're dividing by 2. So it says find the area of half the circle and half the square. Okay, so if I want half the area of a circle, right? If I want half the area of a circle, I'm going to take my area formula here, which is pi times the radius squared, and I'm going to just divide by 2. I could multiply by half, but I kind of like to divide by 2, right? So basically, we can take, what did we get here? 36 pi and divide it by 2, or 113.1 divided by 2. And we get that it's approximately, we could say it's equal, 36 divided by 2 is 18. So we could say 18 pi, which is approximately equal to 56.55 square centimeters. Okay, again, the area of this is half the area of the whole thing. Now, if I wanted half the area of a square, I would take my length times width and divide it by 2. So in this case, I would take 144 right here and divide it by 2, and it would work out to be 72 square centimeters. Okay, so again, don't overthink things. Okay, know when we want half, what that means. What is the ratio? New area to original area for the circle and the square? Well, for the circle, okay, we're going to take the new area, which is, well, I'll say 18 pi, right? Just for exact, to the original, that goes on the bottom. See how I have new to original? And, well, basically, pi divided by pi cancels out. And if you reduce 18 divided by 36, you can divide both of them by 18. Sorry, I know this is really sloppy. So hopefully you're listening. 18 divided by 18 is 1. 36 divided by 18 is 2. Okay? So the ratio is 1 to 2. Okay? Remember, we can either write it like that, or we can write it with like the colon. That's really messy. Sorry. That's what happens when I rush. We know that, right? If I wanted the same idea, what is the ratio of new to old of a square? Well, my new is 72. My old is 144. Guess what? If you divide both of these by 72, not 22, you would get 1/2. Okay, so basically, since we're taking half of it, if we're taking the ratio, it's 1 to 2. It's half the size of it. All right, so keeping that in mind, what is the area of 1/4 of a square and 1/4 of a circle? Okay, and what are the ratios? Well, if I mix up the color again here, again, we're going to go, I'm going to do circle first, okay, because we've been kind of doing circle over here. Okay, so if I want 1/4 of the circle, well, that means I'm going to divide by 4. Okay, so I'm going to take whatever my area is, pi times the radius squared, and I'm going to divide it by 4, 1/4. So if I have, well, I'm just going to use the approximation here, right? Well, no, I'll use it. If I come up here, remember our area of a circle was 36 pi. So if I take 36 times pi and I divide it by 4, 36 times pi, divide by 4, we basically get that it's approximately equal to 28.28. Again, we're still square centimeters because it's area, right? We're still looking for area, okay? I will tell you this new ratio part here, new area to original area. Well, guess what happens when you have 28.28 and you divide it by our original area of 113.1? Where is that coming from? I'm sorry, maybe I should use, no, we'll just keep that going, okay? If you were to type that into a calculator, you'd get 0.25, okay? So here's my original. I'm going to just tell you, and trust me, it works out to 1/4 or 1/4, okay? Same thing here now. If I want 1/4 of a square, I'm going to take my area formula and divide it by 4 because we want 1/4. Or you can multiply by 1/4. So remember, that's 144 was our square. And if I divide that by 4, nope, sorry. New nope, I'm sorry. Maybe I was right. I'm looking at my totally wrong stuff here. Okay, so if I take my original, which is 144, sorry, I'm confusing myself, and I divide it by 4, well, that works out to be 36. 36 square centimeters. So if we want to find that ratio thing again, and don't stress too much about the ratio thing, we take our new, which is 36, and our divided by original, which is 144, and it works out to be 1/2 or 1/4. Oh my goodness, sorry. Don't stress so much about the ratio thing, but what I want you to understand is if you're taking 1/4 of a circle, your area is 1/4 of it. If you're taking 1/4 of a square, your area is going to be 1/4 of that. So if they want an algebraic expression of a semicircle and quarter circle, well, the area of a semicircle is going to be pi times the radius squared. That's the area of a circle. Semi means 2, so we divide it by 2. If we want the area of a quarter circle, so 1/4 of it basically, right? Well, that's going to be, again, our area of a circle, but divided by 4. Okay? And then we're going to use these formulas, and I don't expect you to memorize them. I just expect you to understand what a semicircle is and a quarter circle. We're going to use them to solve area problems.